The Boundary Waters Canoe Area is a vast wilderness in northeast Minnesota. It expands over 1 million acres within Superior National Forest and holds boundless lakes, rivers, and woods open to primitive recreation. Our trip started out compiling rooms full of camping supplies, fishing gear, and filming equipment. Our task was to somehow arrange these items into as few packs and pelican cases as possible in order to then fit them into a canoe. When that didn't work, we reconfigured them again and again until we had a system in place that would yield us enough food, tackle, and memory cards to eat, fish, and film for 5 days in the wilderness. Our idea was to catch fish dinner every night and film the trip. As we are neither professional fishermen nor filmmakers, we hope our congenial personalities will make up for our angling and videography shortcomings. We launched out of Access 30 just east of Ely, Minnesota on an early June morning. Our plan was to paddle out to Lake 3 and find an open camping spot for the duration of our trip, set up our camp, and get on the bike.
Just got to the first portage, 28 rods, making our way to the mud hole, and then onto the 38 rod into Lake 2 and 3. Here we are, heading out of the little mud hole, Lake 2, 38 rod portage. Just a couple of guys making a documentary.
"55 degrees and overcast made for a great morning paddle. Able to offload and reload our gear several times without leaving anything at the portages let us know this was going to be a great week. As you can see from our tracker, we didn't get the campsite we hoped to stay at, but after a short paddle to 4 more sites, we found an uninhabited island campsite that looked good enough to merit us pulling over and checking it out.
So we just arrived at our campsite on the south end of Lake 3. It was not our first choice. However, it has turned out to be a pretty nice campsite. Water appears to be relatively deep around the front of it. We've got a nice sandy landing area and a nice place to put the tent up at the top and the fire pit, and there's just a lot of trees that we can tie things to and get things set up. So
We spent a few hours offloading our gear and completing the necessities of setting up camp and storing our equipment safely should a storm arise. The wind would continue to plague us on and off the whole week, leading us to tie down chairs, lights, cooking utensils, and everything else we didn't want to end up in the lake. We never would have believed how much bend the tent poles had in them either until we saw it go from a dome to a pancake and back again with each gust.
Well, right now I am connecting the custom-made thwart and battery and fish finder system that put together.
After getting everything situated at camp and rigging up the canoe, it was finally time to get to fishing. We were mainly targeting walleye and wanted to run the fish finder to identify any underwater structure or reefs that might be holding fish. We marked a few areas in the waters close to our camp that could offer us a short paddle to great early morning or late evening fishing action. We got the lines wet in a few spots, but really didn't have much success aside from a few small eyes. We were so excited to get fishing, we found ourselves on the water late into the evening, and found that we forgot one critical supply: bug spray. After having all we could take from the mosquitoes, we headed back to camp to put our first day in the books.
We are out scouting Lake 3. Last night we caught 2 small walleyes and a rock bass, and wasn't very good. We fished until I think it was close to midnight. So, but today we're out exploring, hoping to at least identify some good spots for tonight, and then maybe do a little fishing and see if we can't catch some smallies during the day. Lake 3 or I-35.
Without having much luck at our original locations we scouted, we chose to branch out and explore the lake. With wind still being a major issue, we checked out some coves and fingers that offered some respite from the breeze. We were traversing through a grass flat when we noticed the lines were moving, and not from the wind. I don't know if you guys can see that. Out of the boat. Good grief. Let me get the fish net, or fish guy going.
I don't know. I didn't know there's perch this big in here. But there are. Is he dinner?
Simple jig. We were changing out for top water. Just thought I'd take a second and bam.
Very nice. He's about
what are we in? 6 foot?
5 foot of water.
We saw the grass and just decided to stay, man.
It's 2:56 in the afternoon. Winds are out of the north-northwest, 5 to 15 miles an hour. So we're kind of huddled back here in a little cove near the campsite. And we found ourselves a little ledge that's got about a 6 foot drop off. Went out this morning early to the point, Lake 3, and Ben had some success there. He's had all the success we've eaten his fish. So I would like to provide for our wilderness family. Other than that, we're going to sit out here, get burnt a little bit more, and see if we can't add one more walleye to the basket.
Rob's top tips. Make sure the fish is hooked before you try to get him in the boat. Setting up the camera from some stuff on the boat and saw my bobber disappear before the water. Reeled him in, we got lunch. After having spent the week exploring, fishing, camping, and cooking, we look back and are thankful for the great time we had on the lake. Eating fish dinner 3 out of 5 nights and having one day completely landlocked due to wind, we don't think we did half bad. If you enjoyed this video, please drop us a like and subscribe to our channel, and visit the Portage Mule Instagram and website at portagemule.com. We look forward to seeing you on the water.